Hey everybody, welcome back. Instead of a movie review for this one, I thought it'd be more appropriate to do a discussion, and then I realized it's not really a discussion because it's me talking to myself, but anyways, that's besides the point. I seen the Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald movie a couple days ago now. I've been a little late on this, but I figured I'd rather wait a week. I've watched a bunch of reviews on other channels just to try and get an idea and answer some of the questions that I had for myself. And after coming to some conclusions, this is kind of like what I'm left with, my thoughts of the movie overall, what I'm left. I got the book here right down because there's a lot of thoughts. For one, my theater was really loud. Like, it was almost to the like decibel level that it was up bland, and for a lot of it, you know what I mean? Like it was, I really like loud, crisp sound, but this wasn't crisp. It was like almost like a muzzle. I don't know if it was the movie itself or if it was the theater, so I'm gonna hope that it was just the theater. I'm gonna go back and see it again on Tuesday, so then I'll have a better idea of that one. Overall for this one, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. A lot of flaws, but a lot of things. I'm a big Harry Potter fan myself. Read all the books, obviously watched all the movies and loved it all. So to see so many Easter eggs in this, I was like, it was great. They were throwing Harry Potter Easter eggs down your throat, and even if you were just a casual fan and you only watched a few of the movies, you should still have been able to be like, her last name's Lestrange, that's the Philosopher's Stone, that's the Elder Wand, and like just like very obvious Easter eggs like that. Like that was really cool of them to do that. But the opening of the movie was very shaky, and like I know action movies shaky can very common, but the carriage scene I didn't understand what was happening. I really didn't. Like, trying to follow it was just like, I'm lost. It's way too much shaking, a lot of cutting. That is the biggest flaw of the movie, in my opinion. After coming out of the theater, that was the first thing that I was like, yeah, I could have done without that. Just like a steadier cam. I'm blanking now that I'm recording the name of the guy that plays Newt, but his character drives me nuts. Like, the movies overall I like, and even the script and I like the script, but it's his execution of it. Just like him, and even Ezra Miller, it's kind of the same thing. Like both of their characters, they're always looking down. They're never making eye contact with like the other person. I say never, being exaggerating, obviously, but like 90% of the time they're talking and they're like this, or they're looking this way and they're talking to someone over here, and it's just really bothered me. However, unlike a lot of other people, I enjoy Johnny Depp in this film. I like his character. I'm a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so when I see Johnny Depp, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Love Jack Sparrow, right? So this was pretty cool. I like his take on Grindelwald. I like him in general. He's just like bizarre, and I kind of like that. Jude Law was also very good as Dumbledore, and Zoe Kravitz, yeah, Zoe Kravitz was, I liked her character. Letia, I can't remember, but she was good. I enjoyed that. I'm sad how that ended. Spoiler alert. Oops. The movie had a lot of throwaway characters I found. Not throwaway is not really the word. Underused, I should say. Like, yes, there was a big cast, but if you weren't Newt, or Eddie Redmayne, that's his name. If you weren't Eddie Redmayne or Ezra Miller, Johnny Depp or Jude Law, or Zoe Kravitz, really, I kind of didn't matter. Like, you were just there, and what you did made supporting characters, I know, but like they didn't support in a meaningful way. You know what I mean? That's just how I felt on it anyway. I would have liked more from Newt and his brother's perspective. I would have liked to see that relationship a little bit more. It was touched on, and I get maybe it wasn't so much a plot point of the movie, but it would have been nice to have more backstory on them. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it was like, oh, here you go, it's Newt's brother, we don't get along, done. Cut it at that. As for the new beasts in this one, I liked them. I can't remember the names of them. The ones from the circus, the ones in Newt's house, or in his whatever you want to call that place. They were they weren't like, oh my god, mind blowing characters, but they were cool. They weren't dull. I mean, I guess it's another way to put it. Almost every new beast that they did introduce was actually a fantastic beast. You get it? Yeah. Speaking of new things, let's go back to old and Hogwarts. Yes, loved it. Loved seeing it. Loved seeing the Great Hall. Loved seeing the Defense Against the Dark Arts room. Wonderful. Couldn't. It wasn't too much and it wasn't too little, and it was like it was just a perfect amount for me. Really enjoyed that as a Harry Potter fan. Other than anything I've mentioned so far, the plot twist at the end is, I don't know. I like to see how it plays out. I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh wow, this is like, it is a really cool twist, and it's a really interesting take. But if you're knowledgeable at Harry Potter, not like a crazy, if you know enough about it, like I've watched all the movies and read all the books, I'm not like, rah, I know every lore, but like I know enough to say that the plot twist kind of didn't make sense. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? Don't want to say it right now just in case. Actually, whatever. Spoiler alert. Ezra Miller's character is supposed to be Dumbledore's brother. Don't know how, because never mentioned him before. All the books, all the movies, all we've ever heard of is Dumbledore has a brother and a sister. So where this extra sibling came from, we're gonna find out, I guess. The next thing I would like to see out of this franchise is just close up that Dumbledore story. Or sorry, close up the Ezra Miller story, have the fight between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, get that over with, and then let's start a trilogy in the future with the Cursed Child. This is all I want. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe you don't feel this way too, but I would like to move further in the lore of Harry Potter. Let's see what happens to his kid. Let's see what happens to the other characters that we know as kids. I want to see that. Who becomes the next headmaster? Who becomes, like, the next big, who's the next Voldemort / Grindelwald? Who is the next big antagonist? Who's the next big hero? I want to see all of that stuff. We already know what happens in the past. Yes, it's nice to see it. I think after this next Fantastic Beasts movie, they should move forward and continue on. Like, this could be Star Wars level lore. They can go so far. They kind of went, like, with the different ministries, they kind of did that in this one, but they could do so much more, and I would be so excited to see that. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this movie. Let me know what you think about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'll give it a solid, like, between 6.5 to 7 out of 10 overall. As a Harry Potter fan, I enjoyed it, but there were moments, and there are things that's just, like, questionable, but the movie, I'm just being biased because I'm a Harry Potter fan, let's be honest. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one. Probably gonna be Creed 2. Peace!